Well, gang, I'm here at the Leicester Square Theatre and we're about to do the podcast live. If you're a regular listener to my podcast where we coach business owners on how to grow their business, well, we're doing it every year live now. 400 people will be in this room learning some great tactics on how to grow the business. Good way to spend a couple of hours networking with people, and I'm going to go meet some of them now in the bar. This is JB, he's my co-host on the podcast, and we're about to fill this theatre up with a few hundred entrepreneurs that are serious about growing their business. We do a big Q&A session and you're going to interview me on all the difficult things about entrepreneurship.
All the stuff you don't want to talk about.
We're going to try and make you cry. That's the aim here.
I've actually got my final question.
And make you angry.
My final question will bring tears.
Will it? There we go. So keep watching, gang. Oh, look at this. Who makes this ice cream? We make this ice cream. And this is a site. Printed this ourselves, in-house. Do like doing a bit of in-house printing. Covered this ourselves. And guests that come to our podcast live, no £5.50, £6 paying for an ice cream. Here, you get it for free. Oh, look at the glory of coming to a James Sinclair event.
Hours.
There he is, look there, get it on shot. Let's get some views, Chuds. Get some likes. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like what you see, hit like. If you think, where have I seen him before? He probably opened the door for you in a shop in Knightsbridge. Mate, I've just realised Harrods' sub-colour is like a goldy orange. If only you had a tie on that matched the brief. Now, I usually do full-day seminars, and they're really for super established business owners that want to commit to 2 days. This is a 2-hour, more light-hearted event. It's more Q&A based, and these people are going to get to ask questions that I don't think we would usually answer at a seminar. I think that makes sense. It's just a different, more light-hearted affair rather than the intense investment and learning that it takes when you go to a big seminar of mine. This can be more jokey, but good fun at the same time. Well, look, ladies and gents, thanks so much for joining us. I can't see your beautiful faces because I feel like I'm getting a suntan up here, but hopefully tonight we're going to impose on you some of the best things that we've learned whilst doing the podcast. And I've got so many people that I love and respect and good friends and family, and so many of our team in tonight. My wife's in, and your wife.
They are.
There they are.
They're different people.
Yeah. And so I think the only real way to make wealth, if that's your aim, and unfortunately for me, obviously I like making ice creams, building dinosaur parks, and and doing quite capital-intensive businesses. I think the only way to make money is to sell a business. So you might make money on paper, but extracting it out is very taxing and very difficult if you're very entrepreneurial. Look at this. Come on, ladies and gents. Look at these boys. Hey, Charlie. Good to see. Charlie was such an amazing story on the podcast. It's very difficult now to have a conversation. And Charlie, you live in Scotland, don't you?
Yeah, in the hills about 45 minutes north of Edinburgh.
And you can go and stay on his, I'm going to call it a plantation. And you can go and stay there on like a shepherd's hut thing and see all the dogs being trained.
It's a log cabin.
It's a log cabin, sorry.
Very important.
Why do you understand it, Jimbo?
Yeah. But Charlie sells these dogs fully trained, ready to go to a certain type of client, I would say. And you travel around the world, don't you?
Yeah, I've just literally got back on Saturday. I came back from 2 weeks in the States.
These are just amazing. But the thing that I think you'll find, Charlie, is you get these businesses and you go into that middle level and then you burn cash because you don't get economies of scale in your overhead. And that's why I say it. There is really only room for boutique or big. It's the middle size that means that things are very tough.
And what do you think, what is that middle size in terms of turnover?
It's different for each business, but it's when you need the next layer of middle management. And can you afford those? Have you got enough economies of scale to put that in place? That's what I think we had on our conversation. Okay, for me, the things that I've learned, I want $1 million plus revenue buying micro businesses, 200, 300, 400,000 pound stuff, you haven't got enough revenue or usually enough profitability to afford great management teams. So I want to buy stuff that's $1 million plus worth of revenue. I want to make sure that I've either got a management team that can run the day to day, or it's got an effective management team in place. And then thirdly, and this is something I do believe now, is you want to choose location-based businesses, because that removes a lot of risk. If you was buying this theatre, someone couldn't just take all your customers away from you. So you want a little bit of money from a lot of people a lot of the time. And also buy stuff that's established, that's 10 years plus, so that you can see that it's really, oh my God, it's making money, it's rubbish, it's not doing any marketing, it's been around for a long time, you've got all those things. What about if we then just infuse some effort into it, some energy, effort and enthusiasm, it could go bazookas. So establishment, $1 million plus worth of revenue, a management team that you've already got, or it's got an effective management team, what was the other thing? And a little bit of money from a lot of people a lot of the time. So no more than 10% of your revenue coming from a single person. There's only 3 in the team. But this is what, when you ask me this, and when you buy those micro businesses, if you're paying nothing for them and you're getting a few contracts, then that can be okay. But actually you're buying a job there that for yourself to manage those 3 people. That to me is too small, and I can see, like, all the stuff you're saying is proving my point to what I said to him. When we've bought those jobs, that's what you're buying there, is a job. So you should be paying hardly anything for it, because you'll be taking on someone else's job. I know I get what you're trying to do, but my experience, and I've bought more businesses than most people, the smaller stuff is where the challenges are. They're low barrier to entry. What's your protection that they're not just going to go off and start the business on their own and do you over? All those things I'd worry about, especially if you're paying a lot of money for the business. Yeah. Well, you're going to do it, aren't you? I can tell that he's going to. I don't care what you say, James. I'm still buying it, and I'll go through all the pain, and then I'll ring you in a year's time. He said, "Thank you for telling me what I already knew, but I still did it," and that's what happened. Oh my God! I mean, this is getting. What? I will record this for you, and you listen back to it and go. Okay. Right, next question. Come on, gang. I suppose I am doing it by doing stuff like this. It's one of the reasons that I do all this speaking and make videos and make YouTube. I'm reaffirming the stuff that I know that I should be doing. Like, there's a phrase in life that you only really learn once you start to teach. So I feel like I'm compounding all the time. So that when opportunities like this gentleman, Conan, someone comes to me and says, "Would you like to buy this £300,000-400,000 thing?" And my entrepreneurial spidey senses go, "I want to have a look at this opportunity." And then I remember, it's too small, it's not big enough for us, it's low barrier to entry. And so because I'm doing it all the time, so I feel like I'm doing daily journaling by doing YouTube, by doing podcasts and writing my own books. So yeah, I think it's very important. Number one, start with the end in mind. If you know that you're building to sell in 5 years, yeah, maybe that is the gig to go down. For me, that is not the gig to go down. But if you do sell something and you have a key team around you, I think you should massively reward them when you sell something. But you shouldn't give up, because I see it go wrong all the time. So many people give up equity and it's all lovely and they're all friends. And then if they fall out, you've got a big problem to deal with. So look after your people. Love your people, bring them with you, and then if you do sell something, reward them at that stage and tell them that's what you would do. Especially if you're borrowing money and you've got personal guarantees and risk in the game, I wouldn't give it up. The amount of partnerships and people that come to me and ask for my advice because the partnership's all gone wrong and they've got someone that's got equity and it's all gone wrong. There are, in my opinion, other ways of doing it, unless it's a very short period of time that you're bringing them on and you're already starting on your exit journey. Yeah, I mean, education didn't really do much for me, but you know, look, your education will make you a living, but a self-education will make you a fortune. So read the books. So you're doing stuff like this. I mean, how many people actually come out and do stuff like this? Or go to a seminar, or actually listen to a podcast, or watch a video background. They watch funny stuff, they watch entertainment stuff, but very few people want to actually sharpen their saw. You know, that 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the last chapter in that book is smart people sharpen their saw. They go out and do their own education. They find the books and they upskill themselves. And you still got, if you're motivated, you remember the kids at school that were really naughty and they've become really super successful. They've gone out and found their own education, you know, and that's, you know, I do think that we should revolutionise it in some way, but it's not my area of expertise. But what I am going to do with my kids, once they start getting older, they are going to read the books and I'm going to pay them pocket money to read the books that I know that will absolutely change their outlook for life. And, you know, I want to make sure that their brains are fed the best personal development stuff, and be good, great people, you know. No, if you do buy any of my books, all the proceeds go to the children, my children. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been James Sinclair, he's been James Burt. Yeah, thank you so much. Here we go, come on. If you've got a shop in Knightsbridge and you want him to open the door, he's your man. Thanks very much, guys. Mwah. Lots of love. To continued success. Bye-bye. Well, that's it, gang. It's a wrap. JB and I.
Oh, you got a sore throat.
You
sound like Tony Robbins after 4 days.
We're going for a Chinese now. That's what we're doing.
Nice.
Yeah. Are you going? No, you're going home.
I'm getting shaking my head out. No, I'm not going for a Chinese.
Well, that's it, gang. We've wrapped up business broadcast. You have a good time, JB?
I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. Great
Really
feedback. What I really liked was there's loads of people taking lots of notes. So actionable content.
And the people are lovely that come to our stuff.
Yes.
It's a really, I suppose when you do a podcast, you don't actually know the type of people are listening.
It's just numbers on a screen, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just me and you, isn't it? And so
Yeah.
to see those people take actionable stuff and people come up and say thank you for...
Even people who've had it a hard time.
Yeah.
Do you know who's here?
Who?
Glitch VR. Nathan from Glitch VR. I was like, can I make him a
I remember
YouTube
Glitch.
consultant? And you were like, no, he'd be rubbish at it.
Oh, right, there you go.
Who's that guy anyway?
There was a little glitch in my thinking there.
Oh, very good. He's still got a bit of juice in the tank.
I was a YouTube... Oh, yes, I remember now. It's all coming back to me now. Yeah, he's got the mega views, but not really making any money. Yep, got it. Well, there you go, gang. So we'll be back again next year to do this all again. If you want to come and see us do this next year, we'd love to see you, if we still like each other. Well, gang, I flipping loved doing that theatre show. It was just so amazing to be in a room with hundreds of people that have no excuse-itis, no mood hoovers, people that want to get to the next level in life, you know, people that are their own economy, that want to create stuff. And that's why I run my events. Why don't you come along to the next one? It's Business Masterclass. It's a big 2-day event in London and goes into way more detail than I've just done in a theatre show, because it's 2 days with me on stage teaching all the stuff that I've learned over 20 years condensed into 2 days. Tickets are only a few £100. They're a flipping bargain, and I think they'll seriously grow your business. What a cheap investment for what could be multiple returns. That's what happens when you come to a seminar. People that go to seminars and learn the right stuff can explode the growth of their business. So if you want to find out how to buy companies, property investment, get customers as frugally as possible, make your teams more profitable and make your business a commercially profitable enterprise, come along to Business Masterclass. You can buy your tickets on my website, jamessinclair.net, and there's also a link in the video description. I'll see you at Business Masterclass, and I help grow your business.